Are going to be doing a little bit of preparation, preparing our tools for winter, getting everything cleaned up after a summer's usage. And so what we're going to do, looking at some of the things that are available to you for cleaning things up, is this is just a common thing that you could purchase at any garden center, and it just has the angle and it'll do about anything you want to do for cleaning and sharpening. But you really want to get all the dirt, all the rust, everything off of there prior to winter, because it won't get better. It'll just get worse. And so, there's a variety of different types of tools that you can use for that. This works really good. It's just a real simple tool, and you work slowly so that you can do a good job on it. There's a steel, which is really kind of the old-fashioned way of going at things. You just kind of sharpen away at that, and kind of get it to where it's a file works really good. You can use a flat file, or a diamond file, or a rat tail file, whichever works best for you. You can use a sharpening stone. The thing about a sharpening stone is it works fast, and you can make a mess of an edge in a hurry. So if you're going to be doing that, you probably want to go to get something like the fine edge on that, so that you don't do the coarse edge and really hack everything up. So that's pretty much what you want to do. Now we're going to be looking at the possibilities of how to oil your stuff. And there's a lot of different ways of doing that. I just use a nice neat's foot oil, and it works really well for doing that stuff. But you can also use a WD-40, which is really easy, because all you got to do is press the trigger and it's gone. When you're cleaning up your tools, one of the most important things that really is, because your tools have encountered an awful lot of fungal spores and things, so you want to use something. You can use rubbing alcohol, which works really well, or you can use bleach. The problem with bleach is if you get that on you, you're going to have white spots all over everything. So I use rubbing alcohol. Anyway, so your tools at the end of the season are, pretty much your loppers, a variety of loppers that you might have, hedge trimmers, your hand tools like this. Now, Fisker is always a good variety, but it's pretty expensive. So I just use a Bond. It's equally as good and about half the price. And this comes out of China. Fisker comes out of Wisconsin. So whatever you want. And you have other tools that you can use too. And I apparently didn't get this cleaned up when I should have. So I'm going to take a wire brush, and I'm going to take that outside, because if I get dirt all over here, Kathy will be after me. That's the worst of all possible. So I just go out here and you just clean up everything. And once you get that off of there, you're pretty good. I don't know if you ever need to sharpen a shovel, but if you've been doing it in really heavy soil or something like that, you might want to. We don't happen to have heavy soil here, so we're not going to do anything about that. But the main thing, once you get all that dirt off of there, the main thing is to put a little oil on here. And so that's what's going to keep it through the winter. Now you can use drain oil, or you can use a variety of different types of oil. Take this oil outside, because once again, I don't want to create any problems. And they're good. That gives it a good protection for the winter. And then you're in good shape. And if you have half as many shovels as I do, you got a lot of work to do. So we do that.
I have never done this.
And the hand sprayer, every single person. A lot of times we don't clean those out properly. So just when you get through at the end of the season, just wash that rascal out. Hang it upside down, let it drain good, and you'll be good for the following year. If there's a need for it, if it's not sealing properly, just take a little grease or Vaseline and put it around the edge. Therefore, you're going to seal that really well.
And how about the sprayer nozzle? Anything?
The sprayer nozzle you can take apart and clean, but if you run liquid through there, it should be good. It shouldn't be a problem. Now you can see our chainsaws This is the most unsafe tool you're gonna find. But I have allowed that to get a little bit loose, so that just has to be tightened. I just loosen those and stretch out the bar, and then it's tightened again. But I take that in, I'll take that into the implement dealer, and he'll sharpen that up for me for $4, so. Doesn't pay for me to own a tool to do that. Just the kind of fork that you'd use for potatoes. And once again, you wanna make sure that you take that and you got that all the dirt off of it. And this will last another 100 years.
So which one of your children are going to get this fork?
You know, I only have one, so.
He's going to get it all.
But it's more likely my grandchildren will actually use things like this. I have a grandson who's, he and I planted an orchard together, so it's Isaac's orchard, so it's important to him. So. Anyway, I know a lot of people don't like machetes, but I do. Boy, I can cut a small tree like you can't believe. We just plug in our little... Okay. Up, you want to do it down. And you want to do this kind of... And that'll give you a good enough edge so that you can cut most anything.
And how do you know when the edge is good?
You touch it.
Okay.
It's just a simple question of feeling it to use. And it did not get oiled, I can see that. So we're gonna do that. And probably the best tool for that is just a, you know, this is a fine edge, that's a coarse edge. So you can just take and kind of having trouble getting in there, so we're gonna do a little different. We're just gonna take them.
You know, people might worry about, well, how do they get it so it's not making it more dull?
Well, this was the edge that before we did that. Feel that, Robert, so you'll see. There's a definite little more edge to that than
Yep.
and we didn't work at it very hard either. But just a plain old flat rasp will just take care of a lot of that. And yeah, okay, so your cutting edge is here, and you can see the cutting edge because there's a kind of bypass that the cutting edge is here and the cutting edge is there. So then you just kind of work from that. Now you work at that until you think it's sharper. I think it's much sharper than it was. And you can, we're going to see here. And this area right in here is what you want to get. And that's going to work pretty good. Okay. Seems to be working pretty fair. And I don't know about you, but I've given up on these kind of tools as being too hard a job for an old man. And that one here. Because it's a bypass, you do both sides. Try to follow the bevel as much as you can. And yeah, you got a nice edge. So, once again, we're going to give it a little alcohol. And that'll work good. Not real scientific, right?
Yeah.
It's got a little catch in there. We're going to put a little oil on that. Okay. So that'll help that. Oh yeah, and you got a good spring too. Ratchet type. See how it's got the gears? And that gives you more leverage. I'm leery of taking this apart because it's a ratchet. It would have to match that all up.
Yeah.
So we'll just sharpen it with it. They're good. I mean, this is a very nice design. Very good value. And it gives you more leverage. Yeah, when I'm cutting branches, I'm getting really lazy. I just use the chainsaws. So anyway, I think we've straightened out that edge. Definitely feels sharper. And as it's been used, we're going to give that a good shot there. Yeah. And that didn't work worth a darn. So I didn't like that at all, but it did work for a while, but it was, yeah, now nice and smooth. Good. It's right here where we welded it. This was returned to Bachman's, and I picked it out of the garbage and I welded it, and it now is a useful tool. Take it apart primarily because I just wanted to demonstrate how you should do this. If you don't want to, that's how you're going to get your most complete cutting, because see, you got long blades on this guy. I'm going to do it the easy way here. And you can see that this is your cutting edge right here. This is your cutting edge. And so better. And this is dull. I don't usually use this. We'll go one more time. So that's much sharper than it was, and now we're just gonna put those together, run our thing in here. All I'm doing is tightening this down, and we're gonna tighten it to the point where we can still get it to function. And there, that's nice and snug. And so it's still, well, we have our hardware stores down here in Cannon Falls, and they do a nice job.
Oh.
Jim down there at Althoff's is really, he's been doing it all his life.
Yeah, it's just, it's hard to find those kind of local businesses.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty lucky because down here we're still rural enough to where, people do take care of their stuff. So we're going to give it a shot of oil in here because we want them to last. Yeah, looks like my oil isn't lasting here, so that's okay. We need a new can of it. So that kind of works out pretty good.
Now, do you store these tools in a special spot?
No, I'll tell you where we got them, Robert. You could take a picture of that if you want. It's just a pegboard and then I just put them up here.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got all this. Then I know where to find them when I want them.
Yeah.
So it's just, ours is a simple operation, and we just keep on trying.